Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your tarot scope reading for the second half of July 2024 for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're new to my channel, the reason I use the North Nodes in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's what you're here to learn, accomplish, and master in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant and accurate in tarot readings than your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. And remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. So with that, I will connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Aries and or the first house. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, interesting. The theme card that jumped out for you in this reading for the second half of July is the Seven of Cups. And what I'm seeing here for the second half of July, that a lot of you are going through emotional choices that you're trying to make decisions on in your life. You're trying to, a lot of you, there could be a confusion of what choices to make, where to go in your life, what direction to take and all of that. And this is based on your South Node in Libra. One of the challenges with the South Node in Libra is it's difficult making decisions a lot of time. And so a lot of you are struggling with making decisions and finding a direction. But that is going to change because I feel like things are going to come to light that are going to help you to make the proper decision. So your timeline cards are, you've got the Moon upright, you've got the Five of Pentacles, and you've got the Seven of Pentacles. Now, a lot of this has to do with the Pentacles. We could be dealing with money issues, finances, raises, bonuses, things of value in our life. But there's some things that are coming to light that are hidden from you. It's like it's obscured right now, and the reason that it's obscured has to do with this Five of Pentacles. Some of you could be feeling like a lack of support or connection around you, and this could be in your very close personal relationships with your romantic partners, or your family members, friends, and even like work. But there's definitely like there's a feeling of lack of support, and that is what is helping to kind of cause this, I guess you could call, confusion or what direction to take. Now, what you're going to learn is with this Seven of Pentacles, if you're patient and working through this, is you're realizing that you are the one that has to pick the direction without leaning on other people around you. It's more like what you're being asked to do is make an independent decision or decisions in which way to go. And that's confusing because you're thinking like, okay, how is this going to affect me with those around me? How is it going to affect my situation or my relationship? And so simply what you're being asked to do is to go into what you truly want without thinking about what others may want, if that makes sense. Okay. So it's an independent decision. So really all you have to do is when you're trying to make a decision and you're like, okay, what way do I go in this? If you start to think, oh, I wonder what he'll think about this, or I wonder what she'll think about this, or I wonder what they'll think about this. If you start to think about how this decision may affect those around you, that's not the way to go. You want to find out, what do you believe independently of other people? And that's what this really is. This second half is, there's some important emotional choices, and depending on those choices, if you're making it from your true heart, like even if it seems difficult, because I'm feeling like the decision could be like, well, if I do this, even though I really want to do this, how are they going to feel, or how are they going to respond? And if you make your adjustment and you make a decision based on what others are thinking, that's the wrong decision, okay? And so you have to just make that decision of what you truly feel that you want and need. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Six of Swords reversed, and you've got the Fool card. Now, simply what this is saying is this is it's like two ways this could go. So the Fool card is basically telling you to step out into your own power and your own decision making. And the Fool card is not a bad card. It's not being a fool, but the reason it's a fool is because it's like a childlike exuberance or a childlike optimism. Now, that's not being childish, meaning that this is a positive, right? It's like when we're younger, we have dreams and we don't think about, well, I have this dream of doing this, like we're talking about when we're, young and we start to have these dreams. We don't think about, well, what are they going to think? Or what if it doesn't work out? Or, a childlike exuberance is just like, I want to do this and I feel a passion for it and I want to move forward in it. And they don't think about anything but their dream. Okay. And so that's what this is. This is about, your decisions have to be based on what you truly want. And that's what the Fool card is saying. Now, the opposite of that is the Six of Swords, because this is, if you continue to make decisions based on what you think other people expect of you, need from you, or and you put yourself on the back burner and you're making decisions based on other people, you're not going to be able to move away from patterns. Okay, this is moving away from old patterns, and this is like the boat going around in circles. You're not moving forward to that other shore, to your optimal life, your optimal timeline. What you're doing is you're making decisions on what other people want and expect from you, and so you're not moving forward. And so that's all you have to do, is simply ask yourself, when you make this decision, did you base it on what you truly want or believe? Or is it because you thought that, what other people are going to think about that? Okay. And as long as it's an independent decision that you truly believe in your heart of hearts, you're going to make the right decision. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below for my website. We can give you some more information. With that, I will say thank you, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Taurus and or the second house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Queen of Swords. And when I saw this card, what I was thinking is the heads up that you're being given for the second half of July is to keep a calm, cool, collected energy around you as much as possible, because it is possible that in the next 2 weeks here in July, there could be some triggering that is going on in your life, and you're being asked to navigate it in a more streamlined way, and kind of like not get kind of sucked into any drama or whatever. But I feel like there is a triggering that could happen, and that's why this is reversed. This is about kind of cooling, calming your jets. Now, this makes sense because on July 15th, there's a very important conjunction between Uranus and Mars at 26 degrees of Taurus, which is hitting, affecting your north node here. Okay, so this is about, this is a very like strong conjunction, and it could be triggering. So this is kind of a test for you to see if you can navigate through a sticky situation or situations, and to recognize it for what it is. Let's get into your timeline cards. You've got the Page of Swords. You've got the Seven of Wands reversed. And you've got the Two of Pentacles. Now, starting with the Page of Swords, this is about recognizing patterns that are coming up. Okay, the pages are messages that are coming to you, but it's all, in this case, this is about being vigilant and recognizing something, like seeing something for what it is. So when something triggering is happening, it's trying to test you to see if you're going to fall back into older patterns, patterns of your south node in Scorpio or the 8th house, right? And so I have a feeling a lot of you are going to recognize, you're going to see something is going to happen that could trigger you, but then you're going to recognize and you say, okay, I'm not going to fall for that again. Because really, when in your north node, what you're trying to move toward is you're trying to move toward more a life of stability and like more calm and connected and more like grounded. Okay, and so what you're going to have the opportunity to do is see something, a situation, and you're not going to fall for it. I have a feeling a lot of you are going to say like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm not going to do that. Now, the thing that's backing that up is this Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, so this is about, this triggering could make you feel like you need to respond in some way, and many of you may need to respond. But what you want to do is you want to respond with the least amount of conflict. It's like, don't get drawn into something that is happening. Okay, but it could feel uncomfortable because there's going to be this strong feeling like you want to kind of jump in. Okay, but when you recognize it and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not going to let this person or this situation type thing kind of draw me in. And so you're really avoiding conflict that's a waste of energy, is what this is saying. And then the Two of Pentacles, yes, some of this that you could have this situation, it could be involving money or finances, but I think what this is this is like a balancing that's happening. It's a balancing of your energies, balancing out, kind of old ways of being, and bringing in kind of like a new you. It's almost like a fresh perspective, because that's what this is all about. The astrological chart is all about balancing. It's about balancing the various energies. There's really no bad or good energies. It's all just about balancing them and getting them in alignment with each other. Your advice cards are, you've got the Nine of Cups reversed, and you've got the Page of Cups. The big thing through all this is, remember that you want to make sure that this is all based in your emotional body. Your decisions are being based on your heart, and not other parts of your chakra system. Like, you're not acting from your solar plexus or from your mind, but you're coming more from your heart. Because remember, your north node is ruled by the planet Venus, okay, in Taurus here. So this is what you're being asked to do. And the wish card here, the Nine of Cups, is saying that your dreams are going to be fulfilled when you can truly emotionally navigate situations in that you're staying grounded in who you are, you're being independent of not being triggered from other people and what they're doing or saying. When you can really kind of navigate away from that, that's when you're going to start to see your emotional dreams being fulfilled. And the Page of Cups here is saying that you're going to get this signal, like you're going to be getting messages from inside you, from your heart. It's almost like there could be this conflict, an inner conflict of, you know, the things that are triggering you, but then there's another part of you that is saying, it's like, no, don't let this happen, and your heart's telling you something different. So there's this conflict that could be going on internally. But I feel like a lot of you are going to recognize that, and you're going to recognize, oh, okay, I see what's going on. And it's okay to be conflicted at first, where you can feel a lot of us can feel two or more separate energies at the same time. And that could be confusing. But if you can say, okay, like, I know I feel this and I've been triggered by this situation, but my heart's telling me something like different. And you're just being asked to listen to your internal emotional body, what it's telling you, because it's Venus is your planet of grace, it's your planet of stability, and it's the planet of your, your future, your optimal future, right? And so you're moving away from kind of more of the drama of situations and into this more kind of like stable life of being secure emotionally, and moving forward into more abundance. That's the kind of life that you're trying to bring in, and that's going to come from that listening to your heart type of a thing. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions and would like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Gemini and or the third house. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that came out for you is the reversed Knight of Swords here. And when I saw this, what's really interesting is this is a card, all the knights on horses are cards of movement, right? And when I saw this card, this was about, I got the feeling of, you're moving ahead in a certain direction. A lot of you are moving ahead in certain areas of your life in a very forceful and a very determined way. But what you're being asked to do is you're being asked to slow down, not stop necessarily, but slow down in order that you can pivot or turn and make like proper choices. A lot of you are being asked to change and make certain choices in your life. Think of it this way. When we're driving in a vehicle and we're going at a fairly high speed, if we need to change direction, what do? I mean, most of us, right? Unless we're doing like Tokyo Drift or something, but you have to slow down, right? You have to slow down your vehicle so you can make a turn, okay? You can't maintain that speed. And that's if you're, on a horse or in a vehicle or anything. And so you're being asked to slow down. The reason is so you can make proper decisions, and you're being asked to make choices of changing direction. So essentially you're being asked to look at the direction you're going and possibly make adjustments and changes to the direction or directions you're going in some aspect of your life, right? So your timeline cards are, you've got the Sun card reversed, you've got the Four of Wands, and you've got the Six of Cups reversed. What I'm feeling like is that a lot of this has to do with family, home. It could be currently or in the past, and or in the past that has to do with family. So things from your past or that are happening currently. And for some reason, you're being asked to maybe change the way that you think or feel about something that is happening or that has happened. And you're being asked to make a decision that is based on kind of who you were years ago, like when you were younger, and or just even sometime in the past. You're being asked to change direction because a lot of you may have kind of gone off in a direction that isn't taking you to your best place or your best future. And so you're being asked to just slow down and make adjustments to it. Now, this is actually really positive because with the Sun card, anytime you see the Sun card, it is positive in a reading. But there is something where when it's reversed, it's like a delayed energy, kind of like when you have a sunny day, but then there's a cloud covering that comes over. It kind of obscures it. The sun is still there. It's still positive, but it's just being obscured. So there's some minor adjustments that you're being asked to make. Now, the adjustments I'm feeling like for a lot of you are dealing with things, as I said, in your past. When I mean family, it could be like romantic relationships. It could be things that have happened or they have recently happened, and you're being asked to make an adjustment to them because maybe that there was maybe a rush to judgment in something, and you being asked to maybe look at it in a different way, maybe look at it from the perspective of the other person. And this is helping you to make sense of it because it's almost like a lot of the energy that I'm getting is that something has happened and you just kind of ran with it, and you're being asked to like look at it again and look at it from kind of a different perspective. Um, and when you do that, what you're going to find is you're going to find that you're going to look at your life with kind of like fresh eyes, and it's going to kind of reinvigorate your life and kind of give you more energy because you've slowed down in something that and I think it's mainly like something that you're thinking and feeling about this situation, and it's about rethinking it. I also think that a lot of you are going to have the ability to kind of reconnect emotionally with people in your life. You're going to, and even if it's people that are currently in your life, but kind of like it's like reconnect. And I feel this like kind of when you're able to slow down and maybe change direction emotionally and mentally in something, it's going to infuse the relationships that you have, both past and present, with like a new fresh energy. And ultimately with this Four of Wands, I'm seeing it, if you're able to navigate this, to make it like a more stable structure, in your life. So the key thing to remember is slow down to rethink things. Whatever this is for the second half of July, what is it that you need to kind of reconsider? Can you look at a situation or situations in a new way to get a better, deeper understanding of it? Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Eight of Cups reversed, and you've got the Four of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups reversed is saying that this is why I'm saying like you need to revisit these old emotional situations, because the Eight of Cups is a card of moving away emotionally from something and saying like, okay, I'm kind of done with this and I'm moving away from it. But this is reversed for you, right? So this is saying you don't want to walk away from this. You're still trying to make sense of it. And the way you're making sense of it is you are reevaluating what happened and how you may have perceived a situation and or reacted to it. And then with the Four of Pentacles, this is giving you a heads up that there is an energy here where you've maybe held on to something too long, like you've held on to um, a way of being, a memory, or even people in your life. You might have thought like, okay, this is what it is, and there's nothing more that can be done. But the energy that I'm getting with this is that you can take these relationships that are going to pop up in the second half of July, you can take them to a new level. What I found, and this is kind of the energy that I'm seeing in this, when we have people that come into our lives, a lot of times we get to the point where something happens and we have a choice. We either walk away from that relationship, like maybe it's a friendship or a family member that we've had to like walk away from. We either walk away from it, or we can navigate the situation and we can both parties get over it, and you can go to a deeper level. Like most people that have very important people in their lives, very close people, very few people haven't ever had an issue with another person that's close to them in their life. So we either navigate it and we're able to move past it together, or not. And what I'm seeing with this reading here is that there are things in your life that you can take to a deeper level. There are relationships in your life that you can heal and take to a deeper level, that you don't need to keep moving in a direction of, this is the way this happened and this is the way I feel about it and I'm moving forward. It's like, whoa, slow down. Like, let's look at this again. And this is what's going to happen the second. There's going to be at least be one situation, one relationship in your life that you're going to be able to revisit, and you're going to be able to, like, you have the ability to take it to a deeper level. Maybe see this person in this situation in a new light. Okay. Now it does take two people. So I feel like, the other person or people are going to have to, also meet you halfway, type of a thing. But I feel like a lot of you are going to have this opportunity for you to maybe start that process. And that's what this, Knight of Swords is saying, is that the direction that you're heading in this relationship or these relationships, it's time to see if you could possibly take a new direction in them. Okay, so slow down to revisit these things. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you for the second half of July is the Two of Cups. And this is obvious, okay, for your North Node in Cancer. It's all about emotions in this lifetime for you, and, relationships. The interesting thing is, when I saw this Two of Cups card, something kind of new came to me. And when you look at the two figures in this card, they're both holding cups, and you have the caduceus between them. So there's, like, the sign of, like, health and healing. But what I noticed is you have the two figures are almost like opposites in a way, because you have one that's in white and blue with a blue headband, and then you have another one in brighter colors with a reddish orange headband and a black and yellow tunic, right? And it's almost like it's like two separate or opposite people that are able to come together. And so what I'm feeling like for the second half of July is that it's all about relationships for you this second half, and it could be one or more relationships. But what you're being asked to do is being asked to meet people halfway. And I feel like there's a relationship or relationships in your life that the person is dramatically opposite of you, like your energy, your thought process, and everything, right? Because there's people in our life that we have to care about and we have to work with, and in family, work relationships, even romantic relationships, where we're not going to see and feel everything the same way, but we still have to work with them. And we still, like, we can't have everyone in our life always agree with us and always have the same exact energy as us, right? Because in life we have to work with a variety of people. And that I feel like the second half of July here, there's going to be opportunities for you to take a one or more, like, maybe difficult or challenging relationships in your life with someone or some people, and being able to work with it so you can meet each other kind of like halfway, if that makes sense. Let's get some more clarity. We'll look at your timeline cards. You've got the Moon card reversed. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, and you've got the Seven of Swords reversed. When I say these cards, I feel like these are phases of things that have happened in relationships with you. First and foremost, okay, you've got the Moon card reversed. I feel like there are things coming to light that were once hidden from you. Things about yourself and about other people in your life that you are beginning to realize. You're being able to recognize it as, okay, I can see this person in this situation at a deeper level. You're seeing things more clearly than they once were, and you're able to, like, see things that were once not very obvious to you, and they're becoming kind of more obvious in relationships. And one of the things that the Seven of Pentacles is saying is that this is requiring a lot of patience for you. Okay, this is in order to have really healthy relationships in our life, it requires a lot of patience. If you are a good parent, you have to have a lot of patience. If you're a good teacher or instructor, you have to have patience, right? If you are in a relationship, a romantic relationship, it requires compromise and patience, okay? And so that's what this is saying. This is like kind of a training ground for seeing this in a new way, even though, you might not agree 100% with everybody always in your life. And that does require patience. And the Seven of Swords reversed is saying that one of the relationships that could come up that you're dealing with is something to where you feel like something has been kept from you or taken from you. And that's difficult to kind of navigate and forgive. Like, for example, if somebody, has a parent that maybe like left when they're younger, and then they reconnect when they're older. It's hard for that person who was a child when their parent left, for them to forgive and for them to um, you know kind of see it from the other person's standpoint. But we've heard, like, time and time again, I mean, we've all seen the stories where people have reconnected and they're able to forgive, and they're able to see, like, oh, I understand. understand why you did that. You couldn't handle it at the time. And so, there are some things, that we can forgive, things that we think were taken from us, maybe relationships can be healed that way. But I feel like there's going to be, for at least some of you, a situation to where you need to forgive someone for a transgression against you, type of a thing, and you need to like navigate that. And I feel like that's some of the things that's going to be coming to light with this moon reversed. Things that were hidden, you're going to see things in a new perspective, like, okay, I didn't understand it at the time, but I understand it a little bit more. Okay, so for each of you, as I said, it's going to be different. This could be like, romantic relationships. It could be relationships you're in right now that you're seeing things from a new light. Old relationships. For each of you, as I said, it's going to be different. But you're wanting to see things from other people's perspective in order to heal that. And all this does is um, giving you a deeper emotional intelligence, is because it's part of your life path with your North Node in Cancer or the fourth house. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Ten of Wands reversed, and you've got the Knight of Cups reversed. What the Knight of Cups is this is really what you're moving towards, okay? And a lot of you, if you feel like your life has been kind of not moving forward or in the direction that you want, or you could feel kind of like you're stuck in a pattern, because the Knight cards are cards of movement, okay? But when it's reversed, it's like movement that's thwarted. The answer is with this Ten of Wands, is to unburden yourself with trying to make your life or control your life in an old way, in old patterns. Like, I only want people and situations in my life that are going to completely agree with me and are going to completely comply with all of my wishes. Basically having everything in your life your exact way. And this is a very Capricorn, South Node thing, right? This is your South Node, Capricorn of the 10th house, is that the superpower with Capricorn is the strength of being able to be resilient and to, have a mental and emotional toughness. But when that's taken too far, it's like, I want everything in my life to always comply with how I think and feel, type of a thing. And that's what this Two of Cups is saying, is that when we can work with people in our lives that don't think like us or don't act like us or don't have that energy, as I said, when we can do that, it's going to unburden us, and we can open up, movement forward. So really, simply, that's all this is can we reevaluate the relationships in our life, both past and present, and can we see things, and can we find some emotional common ground with those relationships in our life? And when you are able to do that, you're able to move forward. This really is a great opportunity to kind of get your life unstuck, to get yourself moving in a direction. You'll be able to feel it right away, but it is uncomfortable at first because it requires us to, see things from other people's perspective. Okay, but that's what it is in relationships. It's patience, it's compromise, and that's what it's forgiveness. All of that stuff. But all of this is coming to light now, and when you're able to navigate, you're going to see that this is going to free you up to start moving forward. But it's really, really exciting, good stuff. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, we will see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Leo and or the 5th house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, interesting. So your theme card that popped out is the reversed 5 of Pentacles. And what I'm seeing here is that there could be a feeling for a lot of you that there could be a feeling of lack of support for the normal support structures that are in your life. You know, the organizations you belong to, you know, maybe possibly work, family, friends. You just could feel like you're not quite like supported in that. And the reason for that is that this energy is trying to get you to move out from support structures in your life, not like leave them, but to move out and move forward into something, you know, going more toward your dreams. To get more clarity, let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the Knight of Swords reversed. You've got the 7 of Cups, and you've got the 6 of Wands. So we'll start with the 7 of Cups. There are emotional choices in your life that you're trying to decide to make in your life, like going for your dreams. Do I do this? Do I do that? What could be holding you back is worrying about, do you have the support around you to do this? How is it going to affect those around you? How is it going to affect your family? How is it going to affect your friends, your work, or whatever? And it's causing confusion in going toward your dreams. What you're wanting to do is, in this lifetime, it's super important for you to really get connected with what your dreams and goals are and going for them. And you're being asked to do this. And what's interesting is, it may seem like by going for your dreams, you're leaving your support structures. And so there could be a fear of like a lack of support, like going off into the world, like someone would leave a tribe years ago, going onto the territory of another tribe, which is very dangerous, right? It could feel very uncomfortable and dangerous. But the interesting thing is, when you're able to kind of go more toward your dreams and make those emotional choices, you actually end up getting more security and more support by doing that. All right. Now, the Knight of Swords here is saying, like, look, it's time to like move forward in something. Okay, there's something that you've been wanting to do, whether it's go for a new career, get more education, start a business, whatever it is, something inside you that's creative. Everybody that has this North Node has a gift to give to the world, and you have to find, sometimes more than one gift, right? You have to find that gift or gifts, and you have to present them out there. And that's exactly what the 6 of Wands is saying. You know, this is somebody that, this is a card of victory. They're on the white steed. They've got their crown of victory on there. Everyone is celebrating them on their accomplishments. And this can seem very uncomfortable for people with their North Node in Leo and or the 5th house, is because it's not your natural desire to want to stand out, for most of you, and make a big deal about yourself, because you're used to being a support structure for those around you and being part of a support structure. So it can seem very uncomfortable to go out there. But here's the thing. Everybody that has this North Node, as I said, has a gift or gifts to give to the world. And by you going out there and going for your dreams, you're actually helping the world. If you look at celebrities or famous people that have their North Node in Leo or the 5th house, a lot of these people, if you look at them, have given some really important gifts to the world. And by them, if they were to withhold those gifts from the world would have not been as good of a place as it is. And so you all have that in you, and it's a matter of going for it. But it can seem, as I said, very scary to move out from those support structures. The more you can move forward in your dreams and goals, the more supported you're going to feel, because you become a support structure for yourself. And believe it or not, you get more support from those current support structures that are around you. Now, what are your advice cards? You've got the Ace of Cups and you've got the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is an energy, okay, because all of the court cards, the king, queen, page, and knights, can either be actual people in our life or they can also be energies. This is an energy. This is, the King of Pentacles is someone that is grounded in who they are and their abilities, that they honor the support structures that are around them, but they don't need them, okay? They don't need them to in order to feel secure, okay? Because this is about creating security within yourself. How do you do that? It's the Ace of Cups here, right? This is, what is it that your heart truly says that you want and need? Whatever your heart is telling you to do. Because remember, Leo in the 5th house is all about the heart. It's about your soul, basically, your what it is your true self needs and wants in the world. But the conflict comes that you have this inner desire to be something more or do something more, but it's like, it's scary to move out from seemingly those support structures around you, okay? But here's the thing. When you do that, when you're able to move forward following your true desires, when you're able to do that, you actually are going to feel more secure. You'll feel the most secure you've ever felt in your whole life. And more importantly, you're giving those around you who you love and care about, and also the world, you're sharing your gift or gifts with them. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you have always truly wanted to accomplish? Start thinking about that and start moving toward it. And you're going to feel that you don't need to have the support of others before you can move forward. You just need to do that. You just need to do it. And as you move forward, you're going to feel more and more supported within yourself, because you are your best support structure. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the 9 of Swords. And what I'm feeling like is that a lot of you right now could be going through some worry, anxiety, things that are happening that are just, maybe you're not getting, enough sleep, but just kind of like unsettled. And I feel like that's passing away, where you are going to, this is going to kind of, the reason you're going through it is so you could understand yourself and your life at a deeper level. But, a lot of you could be feeling like some anxiety, as I said, and worry. The way it's going to leave you is, I feel like there is help around you that you may not be kind of tapping into. Here's why I say that. On your timeline cards, you've got the 6 of Pentacles reversed. You've got the Page of Cups, and you've got the Ace of Wands reversed. So starting with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like there is a support structure around you, like a person or people around you that you're not using for help, like whether you can talk to somebody, whether you can, you know, share with somebody something that you're going through or feeling, that there's somebody that you need to connect to. Maybe they're even like reaching out to you, and maybe you haven't, like, because you don't want to, you know, burden anybody else or whatever. But I feel like that when you can reach out to those that care about you, and this could even be on a professional level, it's like getting, but there is help around you that you're needing to kind of tap into. And I feel like a lot of you are going to do that when you are able to kind of talk about what you're experiencing and what you're feeling, and sharing feelings. That's what this Page of Cups is saying. This is about, you know, a renewal of emotional energy, but also kind of sharing this with those around you. Now, one of the reasons that this is also happening is the anxiety is you could be going through a cycle right now where the energy feels a little bit off. You know, the reversed Page of Wands, this is about like our personal energy. A lot of you maybe could be feeling like maybe like a lack of energy, and I feel like that's a passing thing. This is just a passing thing that is getting you to kind of connect with help and support around you. So sometimes in order to, like, I'll give you an example. Like sometimes if someone is going through like a health issue, sometimes the health issue will get to the point where the person has to seek help, you know, because it's like it can't be ignored anymore. And I feel like this is on an emotional level, that the lack you might be feeling of energy, and maybe the anxiety is coming because it's getting you to um, open up emotionally and to share and connect with support around you, which is a very important for your North Node, both the North Node in Virgo and or the North Node in Pisces. Okay, in that polarity, it's really important to connect to help that is around you at all times. And when you can, you know, I feel like all of you have this help. It could just be talking to someone. It could be sharing something with somebody, and, you know, kind of opening up. But there is this help around you, and I feel like you're going to realize that. And that's what the reason this is happening is. It's getting you to connect to that support around you, and you weren't able to do that before because there wasn't like a need. So a need has been created, right? And this is getting you to do this. Now, the thing about this is healing, right? Because your North Node in Virgo and or the sixth house, it rules health and healing. This is getting you to the help you need in order to heal. And that could, as I said, just be just talking to somebody, just sharing things, because there's things that they can give you an insight on, you know, type of a thing. And when you do that, you're going to just feel much better. I feel like all of you by the end of the month are going to feel like a relief. You're not going to feel the anxiety or the lack of energy. This is just a cycle that you're going through in order for you to understand the help and connections that you have around you. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Five of Swords reversed, and you've got the Eight of Wands. Now, the Five of Swords is interesting because I feel like this is relating to what a lot of the anxiety that you could be going through. It could be a conflict or a mental conflict that has gone on that you are trying to make sense of, and it seems like whatever this situation was that happened, it caused almost like it felt like a standstill, you know, in your life where you felt like at a standstill. But I feel like that is reversing. It's the reason that things came to a halt or felt that way, and you felt the anxiety or possible lack of energy, is just to connect to the help around you. So who is around you that you can talk to, and you can rely on, you can confide on, because when you're able to do that, this is where healing happens, because that all of this reading is about you healing emotionally, sometimes even physically. Okay, mentally, emotionally, physically, it's all about healing this month, and be able to seek and connect to the support around you in whatever way. So for each of you, it's to look at what's around you. And I feel like for a lot of you, there is going to be someone or something that is going to step forward in to offering this help. And when I say thing, I mean like it could be like an organization, or something is going to come to the forefront, and it's only up to you to kind of reach out and connect with this help that's around you. But that's all this is. All this is it's getting you to seek healing. It's all about healing. And I feel like a lot of you, most of you, are going to feel way better, if not like feel like completely your old self in a good way by the end of July, and you're going to feel stronger. I feel like the healing is something that is going to reverberate, like not only for this month, but like for quite a while, because it's almost like I see a new pattern setting up of you're like, okay, I don't need to go through all of this alone. I can connect you're going to feel more comfortable connecting with the help that's around you. But anyway, yeah, it's all about healing for this month and through the end of the year. Go out there, make it a great one, and reach out and accept the help and support that's around you. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, there's a link in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Libra and or the 7th house. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, really interesting. The theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Ace of Cups. And along with this Magician card, there's something about this second half of July for you North Nodes in Libra or the 7th house, where there's an inner alchemy that's wanting to happen and kind of grow in each of you and transmute. And this inner alchemy mainly has to do with the adjustment of emotions within you, as well as your mind and your inner drive. There's this balancing and alchemy that wants to come forward. And when you can do that, as we get into the timeline cards, there's something to where you can transform your life very, very quickly in a positive way with this World Reversed card. So let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the King of Swords upright. You've got the Page of Wands upright. And as I said, you have the World card reversed. Now, the World card is one of those cards that, when it's reversed, is also positive, but it's like a delayed or blocked energy. But it's kind of like if you were trying to clear, let's say, a pipe of some sort, right? And there's a clog, the water's right there, the pressure's there. If you could just get that clog through, you have all of this. It's not like the water's not turned on and you're unclogging a pipe, right? So the water's there and can be released at any time. That's kind of the energy of the world card, where it's there, it's ready, but there just needs to be something that needs to kind of unclog this energy. Now, the King of Swords upright and the Page of Wands, this is about energies that are needing to be transmuted within you. A lot of you have the gifts because of your South Node in Aries or the first house. You have the gifts of, the warrior spirit, being able, courage, a quick mind, things of that sort, okay, where you're able to take quick action and you're able to use your mind to figure things out, right? But what can end up happening is it could be something to the effect where those energies and gifts can be overused. And when they're overused, it could be um, like an emotional block that can build up. It's kind of like the way I like to look at the balancing of energies, it's like when you don't use like a muscle for a certain amount of time, the muscle can atrophy and it needs to be strengthened. And especially if, let's say other muscles are being used as opposed to this other muscle, and so it's basically if you can focus on less on one thing and go more into the other, which in this case would be, emotions, then that muscle can kind of grow and transmute. Let's get into the whole transmutation of this. The magician here on your advice cards is saying that this is a card of mastery. This is like learning something and mastering it and being able to level up in some way, okay? And what wants to level up is to open up the emotional side of your life, because there's something to where these energies that are wanting to transmute, they can be very reactionary, and they're there, and as I said, they're gifts and they're strengths that you have. But sometimes one of the things that could happen is you could use, let's say, we'll take the Page of Wands here. You could react from a gut reaction in your life, always like an immediate gut reaction, which, as I said, is a gift, because this is the things that heroes have of courage, of being to react from that instinctual part of you. Or you could react with this King of Swords with the mind of like trying to figure out the world through use of the mind. But what's wanting to happen is when you approach a situation, if you could, instead of using these powers, if you could come from a heart perspective or from emotional side of life, when you can do that, that's when these things transmute. And that's what this is saying here. This King of Wands reversed in one of your advice cards is literally like, this is your South Node, okay? Your South Node in Aries or the first house. And it's reversed because when you can calm some of these other natural tendencies, I call them instinctual tendencies that you have from your South Node, and you can approach situations like heart first, heart-centered first, you're able to do this like leveling up. And that's where the World card comes in. It's very, very exciting, because it's one of those things to where, as I said, when you can start doing this, even if you just did it from time to time, just being conscious of that, of reacting to situations and responding to situations in a heart first type of a way, it could really like level up. And that's what this magician is saying. It's like a card of mastery and learning to do this. Let me give you an example. So let's say that there's a situation that comes up that requires you to take action. Maybe it's something that you need to react or respond to in your life that is something that someone has done or said. With your natural warrior self in your Aries South Node or the first house South Node, you have no problem in responding in a very quick and decisive manner in order to take action, right? But maybe in the situation, if a situation comes up and you feel yourself ready to respond or react quickly, because, the first house in Aries is about quick impulsive action, right? If you can pause and say, okay, let me come from a heart perspective. So let's say someone close to you is having a really, really bad day, and they do something that that gets under your skin, or offends you in some way, or something. If you can stop yourself and you can say, and this could be in any situation, if you could stop yourself and say, wait a minute, and you pause and you come from a heart-centered place and you say, you know what, they had a really bad day, maybe something really horrible happened, and even though that maybe doesn't justify what they did or said, you can start to have a little bit more understanding and compassion. This is a great skill to develop for every human, okay, to have this. And the difficult thing, this might seem really, like that's so basic, but it is really hard. And this is coming from someone who, I have Pluto in the first house, okay, and Mars. And so this is something to where I've had to learn to do. And the difficult thing about it is it seems like you're coming from a place of weakness. And when you do that, because our natural instincts are to, I need to take care of this right now. Okay. So you're coming from boom, your gut instinct, and you're coming from your mind. You're figuring this out. You're like a laser beam. You're going in, right? You need to handle this, right? But what's difficult is coming from that heart-centered place, because it doesn't feel powerful at first, okay? But the more you do it, what's interesting is it actually takes more power to hold back emotions and reactions than it does to, um, go after a situation in whatever way. And that's the thing that you're learning, that there is a great power in that, to like hold back, to resist that. And when you can do that, that's where this leveling up can happen. How it can play out in your life, and I've seen this a lot, especially with when you're dealing with Libra North Node or Aries North Node, either one in this polarity. You can level up in your life very, very quickly. It's like the universe rewards you quickly for not reacting too quickly in a weird way, okay? But it really does work. So there's a leveling up that can take place. And so this is going to play out for each of you a little bit different for the next 2 weeks. But if you can, in situations when you find yourself needing to respond or react to something that happens in life, try to come from that place of heart first, and kind of, see if you could put that forward and see how it works out. And you're going to find out, when you can master this skill, it really, as I said, could like, level you up in your life, and you could see like really great results. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the Four of Wands reversed. And what I'm seeing here for you is that there's going to be situations for the second half of July that are affecting you with your home and home environment. And there's something that needs to take place, or you need to like kind of dig deeper into something within your home environment. And also, I feel like there's something to do with different kinds of celebrations. It could be like a birthday celebrations, holiday, even wedding, something to that effect for some of you. But all of that is related also toward the home or the home environment. So in someone's home or in your own home type of a thing. Okay. And what's wanting to take place is you're being asked to go a little bit deeper into a situation and do some investigation. Okay, let's get some more clarity. We'll look at your timeline cards. Okay, you've got the Five of Cups reversed. You've got the Queen of Wands upright, and you've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now, starting with the Queen of Wands, all of the so-called court cards, which are, the king, queen, knight, or page, they could be actual energies in our life, or they could be people in our life. Okay, and in this case, I think this is the energy of a person, this Queen of Wands, probably a fire sign. So probably like an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy in there. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the queen is a female. It could be any sex or gender. Okay. The kings and queens are just certain flavors of a similar energy, right? So could be any gender, and I feel like they're most likely, like I said, a fire sign. And what you're being asked in this situation for the second half is you're being asked to go deeper into something. With the Five of Cups reversed, it's like helping either yourself or someone you're close to in a emotional healing situation. Okay, and also it could involve like like with the four here again, the Four of Pentacles, I'm getting this thing of like an insecurity, like a feeling of emotional insecurity, that's around this situation. And you're being asked to delve deeper. Now, this could be you personally, okay, or someone that you're close to, but I feel like there's another person involved, as I said, that is most likely a fire sign, like Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy that I'm getting a lot. Okay, and there needs to be a healing and an investigation deeper into this. Why did this happen? And it's almost like you're being asked to kind of be a detective to get to the bottom of it, of whatever this is. Now we'll look at your advice cards. You've got the Knight of Wands reversed, and you've got the Tower. Okay. The Knight of Wands, again, this is a court card. All the knights are also, court cards. And in this case, I feel like this is a person also, okay? And I feel like this person, it as I said, could be any sex or gender, but I feel like this situation has to do with a younger person that you're trying to work through. So there is like an older person and a younger person that's involved in this situation, along with you. And you're being asked to investigate deeper to kind of get to the bottom of it, whatever this is. And this is really tapping into your North Node of being able to dig deeper and to go into situations below the surface level. You're being asked to really go into understand, because one of the gifts that you have coming into this lifetime, if you have a North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house, you have the gift of helping people. Even if you're not a professional psychologist or therapist, you have that energy of just being there for people, because you have the ability to understand things at a deeper level. And so I feel like this is a really positive thing for you to help through this situation. And as I said, you might be directly involved in it, or maybe not necessarily, but either way, you're helping to kind of like heal and navigate this situation. And as I said, it's something to do with the home or some sort of celebrations or parties or something to that effect. Okay. Um, and it has to do with, a person who's older, who's probably a fire sign. And I'm also getting a fiery energy with this Knight of Wands reversed. And the way you could be a help to this is that I feel like the situation, with this Tower card, ha kind of got people in the situation a little bit kind of shocked, and they're almost like um, they're not sure which way to go, and it's almost like a confusion because they were shocked by this situation, and you have the ability to kind of dig deeper into this. And as I said, it has to do with emotional insecurity, also just somebody like healing from emotional wounds or emotional insecurity, and you have the ability to kind of dig deeper into this. This is tapping into um, a skill set that you're developing in this lifetime, which, as I said, is can be a strength to those around you in counseling, just giving advice, being there for people, being able to give them deeper perspectives into things. And I think that that's what the big word here is for this situation is you're bringing a perspective to the people involved in this because you're able to see into the whole situation a little bit deeper. So it's going to play out differently for each of you, but that's generally what I'm getting for the North Node for the second half of July, is something to that effect. And essentially, you are here to develop your skills as a person of support, not only for yourself, but for those around you in your life. And you're developing those skills, and you're here to help this situation. And I feel like most of you will be able to help in this situation to a certain level. And when you're able to do that, you're going to see at the end of the month, you're just going to feel like you've flexed that muscle of being of help and assistance to people around you, and it's going to feel good. It's going to feel really good, because you're going to see that this skill is really not only important for those around you, but also for yourself, developing that ability to kind of go deeper into situations. But yeah, really interesting. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Sagittarius and or the 9th house. This is going to be your July 2024 Tarot Scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, very interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the Two of Cups. And looking here at your reading, every single card here is cups except for this reversed Eight of Wands. So, the second half of July, it's all about emotions for you. And we'll kind of get into the details of that. But what I'm getting with this reading overall is that this is about your forward progress or forward movement on your path. And the key here is your emotional life in moving forward. With the Two of Cups here, what I'm seeing here for you, a lot of times I look at this card and it's it's like a joining of two entities or two people meeting together. Okay, we think of two separate individuals, but when I saw this cards, it was really interesting because I felt like it was like you meeting yourself, like you developing and meeting a new and improved and enhanced you, like taking everything that you are now and then adding a new dimension to yourself. So like this is definitely telling me this is like you understanding yourself emotionally at a deeper level. Let's get into your timeline cards and I'll give you some more detail on that. So your timeline cards are, you've got the Four of Cups, you've got the Page of Cups, and you, as I said, you have the Eight of Wands reversed. So with the Eight of Wands, this is definitely about a lack of forward movement. And there could be a lot of you with this Four of Cups here. There could be something to where there is a little bit of, I'll say, feeling a little bit like not fully yourself. There could be a little bit of, I'll say like depression and anxiety, but like not in a clinical way, but just like a little bit like kind of down emotionally, and also like kind of like the blahs in a way, right? And this is coming into you right now. If you feel that way, if you feel like you're just like not fully feeling yourself emotionally, it's this trigger that's trying to put you on your path. And it's almost like I get the feeling it's like with all these cups is there's an energy of like, well, I've tried this and I've done this and I've been there and I've, and it's still not feeling right. So there's a little bit of kind of like, as I said, not quite feeling like you're on path in in your life. And this is, as I said, coming up because it's getting you to focus more on your path. How are you going to focus in on it? Well, the Page of Cups here is saying, along with this Two of Cups, is there's a renewal that's going on in your life where you are able to develop a new way of feeling about your life, like kind of getting like recharged emotionally. And there's something that you either or you will know very soon, or you should be on the search of, which is going to infuse your life with like a purpose. Because what this is an emotional purpose that I'm seeing here. Like where is it, like something to reinvigorate your life, to breathe new life into your path, okay, to in order to move forward. And this is finding your bearings emotionally. So what is it that you truly want to do? That's what you're being asked to do, to hone in on your path. Is there something to where there's been like confusion for too long? Well, do I go over here? Do I go over there? Do I do this or do that? And there's some confusion. Can you hone in on what it is that truly inspires you emotionally? And that's what this is saying. And when you can do that, when you can get that inspiration emotionally, it's what's going to take these wands from reverse to upright, where you can move forward, kind of very quickly in a certain direction. But the key is finding that direction. And that's what this reading's about. It's about finding your emotional bearings, finding your direction, what's inspiring you in your life. And it's time to like hone in and say, okay, I've done this, I've tried that, I've done that, I've tried that. It's time to, where am I supposed to go? Okay. And so you have to feel into it. What is it that is going to inspire you to, get you on your path? One of the things that can help is, if we look over here at your advice cards, you've got the Eight of Cups reversed, and you've got the King of Cups reversed. And what I'm seeing here with these cards is, with the Eight of Cups reversed, is you may have left a situation in your life, like a path you were on. You may have left it prematurely, and it may be time to revisit that. So, for example, let's say, because this can happen a lot with your South Node in Gemini or the third house, you could have like dabbled in something and you actually could have found your correct path, but for whatever reason, I feel like it didn't work out, or maybe you got impatient and you abandoned that road you were on. And so, is there something in your life that you may have abandoned too soon? Was there a path that you were on, and could you revisit it? I feel like a lot of you are going to like say, I really should give that another try. Maybe and this is where that whole Gemini South node comes in for you. It's like there was maybe an impatience that was happening, and you maybe left it too soon. So there's something for a lot of you that you've already maybe tried or dabbled in. Just because you tried it once, you have to ask yourself, okay, did I really give it a fair amount of time? Did I really give it a fair amount of effort? Can I like look at something and maybe come at it in a new angle or type of a thing? So this thing that I'm talking about this kind of finding your path emotionally, and reinvigorating and inspiring your life, it could be something that is not brand new. It could be something that you might have explored before, but you need to revisit that idea. So that's something for a lot of you that's going to happen. And then with the reversed King of Cups, what this is saying is that your intuition has to come into play here, okay, with this King of Cups. And it's reversed. And what's wanting to come in is your intuitive instincts that need to be developed. The interesting thing about North Node in Sagittarius or North Node in Gemini is, as I said, you don't normally think of these energies as being super psychic or intuitive, but actually they are. And that's one of your gifts, is you have this natural intuition because of your past lives, of having so many experiences. It gives you this intuitive knowing, okay, with something. And so one of the ways you're going to be able to figure out this path is what your intuitive instincts are telling you, and to follow those. So that's one of your clues. It could be something that you need to revisit, that maybe you didn't give enough of a chance, and let your intuition kind of guide you into this path. And you're going to see that this could really help you kind of level up in your life into new ways of being, and really kind of getting rid of the feeling of the anxiety, or just kind of down emotionally. I feel like that's going to be like leaving you, especially if you can start tapping into these intuitive emotions, and like revisiting these old maybe ways that you've tried and you maybe abandoned too early. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading tailored to your astrological chart, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. It's going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, really interesting. The theme card that came out for you in this reading is the reversed Hermit card. And when I saw this card, a word popped out to me, which was experience, in particular, life experience. And the Hermit, one of the things it's about is about wisdom, inner wisdom. And how does a person gain wisdom? We gain it through experience, right? Like a person that has been around the world, let's say traveled for like 10 years all around the world, and met with different kinds of people in different kinds of circumstances. They've had different experiences. They may know more about life in a lot of ways, or have developed more wisdom than a person that, let's say, has just, stayed very close to home, didn't do a whole lot, just maybe went to work and came home, or something. We're using two extremes, right? So we develop wisdom by through experiences, because we experience things and we're able to process them, and that's what this is saying. And one of the things that's coming up for you is that in this lifetime, having experiences and going out there and having experiences beyond your kind of safety zone is really, really important for you in developing this wisdom. And a lot of you in this lifetime have the ability to really up your game with personal wisdom, something that can not only help you, but like, your loved ones around you. Let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, you've got the 4 of Wands, and you've got the Judgment card reversed. So with these first two cards, the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles, this is talking about, most of you have mastered what it means to, home, family, um, you know, close, close personal ties. Okay. Everything to do with that. A lot of you have had a lot of experience, not only in this lifetime, but in previous lifetimes of that, home, hearth, the stability of being in a close knit situation, close relationships. And you're masters at that, right? Most of you are, right? But what can end up happening is that when we have this North Node in Capricorn, or the 10th house, it it's telling us to venture out more, to have look at life like experiences, like, maybe you're feeling you are in a safe zone where, you have a comfortable job, but part of you is saying, I wonder if I could do more, or there's something gnawing at you. And having that ability to step out and experience, like, well, maybe I'll put my resume online. Maybe I'll just like look around and see what's available, or I'll, you know, get more further education in something in order, and you're having experiences, you're venturing out. When you're able to leave the kind of safety net in your life and venture out and have these experiences, it's what creates this inner wisdom, because that's the second half of July is kind of the beginning of this process. A lot of you um, know, and you're kind of like feeling into this, like you've been feeling this pulling you toward outer experiences, but you may be hesitant in wanting to take those kind of first steps. And whatever it is, it could be, starting a business, going out there, developing relationships, as I said, further education, or just, traveling more, or just kind of getting out there more. Now, the Judgment card reverse, this is a card of waking up. And I think that in July here, the second half of July, a lot of you are really waking up to this fact that it's it's time for you to start experiencing more things outside of, as I said, your comfort zone, going out there and exploring things in whatever that is. And the Judgment is a card of like not only waking up, but you're getting this kind of heads up. And I feel like most of you are starting to really feel this and understand this, but it can feel uncomfortable. I mean, like that's our comfort zones are comfortable, and so venturing out from them, it can be difficult a lot of times. Okay, but you're getting these messages in order to push you out into the greater world. Now, one of the things that could happen the second half of July here is, with your advice cards, you've got the Tower card and you've got the Temperance card reversed. The Tower card, I feel like what it is that there's something, a lot of times in order to make moves in life, a lot of us need to be prodded sometimes. Something has to happen. Like, for example, off the top of my head, like they'll say, like, when someone goes through a breakup, let's say, and you've heard this thing where they say like, I'm going to get my revenge body or whatever, and what that is. So like they might have gone, for a period of years or months and not really cared about it that much, right? But then a breakup happens, someone breaks up with them, and then what do? They go to the gym and they start, okay, this is just one example, okay? Or if someone was to get let go of a job, right? And that the shakeup, like the tower happened, there was a shakeup, but then that spurred them and said, I'll show them, So what I'm saying here is that sometimes something is shaken up in our life, right? But that gets us to move into a new direction, So you get what I'm saying, right? That this something happens to where it sparks this. And that's a good thing, okay? For some of you, you might not need the prodding. Some of you might be kind of knowing that, okay, I need to start doing this and I need to start like really exploring life and experiencing more and going out from my comfort zones, right? And others may need like a prodding, so something has to happen, as I said. But the thing is, it's all positive. Even if it doesn't feel positive in the moment, it is ultimately positive for you. It's going to, because it's sending you to a better place. Even if though you're comfortable, a lot of times people get comfortable in really in places that are not great, but they're comfortable in those places that aren't great. And so something is shooken up in their life to where they can like venture out and, as I said, kind of go to that next level. Now, the temperance card reversed is going along with this judgment card, okay? What this is doing is this is balancing you out in some way, okay? And this is a lot of you have maybe been holding back on doing this, um, getting this aspect of your life going, about kind of going out there for things and experiencing life more, becoming, a master of a skill, or as I said, get more education or go for a new job or whatever it is, and the temperance is like saying the reason it's reversed is what's holding you back is just staying in those zones. So if you can begin this process of stepping out from your comfort zones, going for things that you want, even though you might not be think you're fully prepared for them, it's going to have this balancing effect in your life, and you're going to feel more whole. Because I'm getting with a lot of this, a lot of you, even though you might be comfortable, deep down, maybe late at night, you're not feeling whole. And even though we can be comfortable, but not quite feel whole, right? And that's what this is doing. This is making you an aspect of your life come in to make you feel more whole. And so basically, when you go out of these comfort zones and you're able to have these life experiences, it's completing who you are as a person. And that feeling of maybe not feeling quite whole is going to go away. You're going to feel more empowered. You're going to feel more yourself. Okay. And it's all a positive. Okay. So whatever, if there's a shakeup or things that are going on in your life right now, right, it's just getting you to move forward in some way in your life, right? So it is all a positive ultimately. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you would like a personal tarot reading based on your astrological chart, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Would love to give you more information on that. With that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the Hanged Man reversed. And when I saw this card, I was thinking perspective shift. So for the second half of July, It's all about a shift in perspective for you. Now, the interesting thing about this is I feel like this perspective shift that wants to come in the second half of July, it could have things to do with the future of your money or income, okay, in a positive way. And yeah, like it's almost like it's like this energy that's there, that it's like if you are able to change your perspective in certain aspects of your life, it could pay off for you in money, income, property, I mean things of value. And in actually the perspective shift in itself is also of value. Let's look at your timeline cards to get some more clarity on this. So you've got the Knight of Cups upright, and you've got the Two of Swords, and you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, this is what I'm saying. This is about like waiting for something to grow, to be patient. Something has the ability to grow in your life from a financial standpoint. Okay, so as I said, increased salary, increased income, or just things of value in general increasing in your life. And how that's going to happen and what the perspective shift is we'll start down here with the Knight of Cups. Sometimes the knights, like all the court cards, can be actual people, or they could be energies. In this case, I feel like this is an energy. Okay, this is you in your South Node state. One of your gifts is with your Leo South Node, or South Node in the fifth house, is you have this natural, many of you, open-heartedness, creativity, almost like, a romantic, or the romantic dreamer in some way, which is a very amazingly strong gift. But what you're being asked to do is you're being asked to maybe shift some of your focus from your natural instincts of your South Node, which is that, exuberance, creativity, like kind of like Leo, over the top kind of energy, which, as I said, is a gift, but you're being asked to kind of temper it or get it under control in some fashion. Okay. And that's where this Two of Swords is coming in. And it's a balancing act, okay? Because what can happen a lot of times is, and I've experienced this myself personally, when we're trying to balance something in our life, like what we're essentially doing is we're taking an energy and we're trying to balance it with this other energy, okay? So it's much like if you think of like a hose with water, like a water spout, right? The water's coming through, and sometimes what happens is we, instead of just focusing that flow of this energy, in this case water, right, and focusing it or tempering it or taming it in some way, sometimes we just turn the water off, we block it, okay? And that's not good, okay? So you're not wanting to do that, but what you're doing is you are balancing it by like these Leo energies that you have, which is, as I said, um, creativity, the willing to like step out in the forefront, the ability to, um, do all the things that like a Leo South Node is and does, right? And you're tempering it. And what you're doing is you're bringing in and balancing it with the Aquarius North Node, which is being able to have the ability to detach emotionally from situations, the ability to approach situations and people and relationships from a more intellectual, like, understanding. Okay. So you're like tempering that exuberance. And I just see this balancing. So that's what the perspective shift is. In what ways can I balance myself into more of my Aquarius, um, North Node, and balancing that like Leo fifth house energy type of a thing. Now, as I said before, what can happen and what I'm seeing for you is that this could really play out for you financially down the road. I feel like it's like a training ground, for that whole situation, that has to do with like money, finances, income, property, things of that, um, extent. And the seven of Pentacles here is also saying having patience with yourself as you're doing this. I want to try to give you like a real example of something, okay? So you could kind of understand the energy that I'm talking about. Let's take it from a uh, position of, let's say someone is in a company, right? And they're normally out there, like let's say with very Leo energy, which is, oh, I'll take over this project, I'll do this. They're, kind of really getting in there and using their gifts, but kind of putting themselves out there almost too much, right? And let's say that they're able to come into and approach a situation from the more Aquarius thing. So they're in a job situation, and they're able to approach a project that comes up. And instead of trying to go out there and say like, I'll do it, and I'll just put myself out there, they temper that energy and they detach slightly emotionally, and they're like, how can I do this in more of a teamwork environment? Like, I know that I have this feeling like I want to take charge, I want to go to the forefront, I want to do this, but how can I like tame that? How can I partner up with people? That's very 11th house Aquarius. It's the group, it's the collective, being part of a group, using your gifts along with other people. This is just an example, right, of how this energy can play out. It might be different, but it's the same thing. We're taking Leo fifth house energy and we're filtering it and transmuting and blending it with that Aquarius 11th house energy, right? So, excuse me. So you're able to, use that energy and say, okay, I'm going to work with a group of people on this, okay? And what ends up happening is, because you have done this, you actually create something way more powerful and way more valuable than you would have on your own. You have no problem doing things on your own, using your own creativity in life. Most of you have that ability. But now when you work with people in a situation, this could really, really pay off. And as I said, this could be something to where, it could pay off. It's going to pay off for you in the long run, is what this is saying. And definitely in a thing of value, not only financially, but just as a personal value to you. Now, your advice cards, you've got the Two of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Page of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles, as I said, this is going along with the finance. This is, energies are balancing out in order for you to grow in the future. Okay, so this is all about balancing these energies, and that's how it's going to pay off. Now, how are they going to be balanced? That's what the Page of Swords is saying. The Page of Swords is saying, be watchful and be vigilant in ways where you can use your natural North Node abilities that are there that may be underused. Where can you use them in your life? And where can you temper some of that, like Leo South Node energy or fifth house South Node energy? How can you temper that? And how can you, move forward in a more Aquarius way? Partnering up, using the community around you, using the people and resources, and partnering up. All of that is very, very powerful for you. But as I said, what I'm seeing is that the big payoff for you is down the road, more income down the road, just a better, more stable life in general. Okay. And all of this starts with that perspective shift. It's about seeing things in a new way. Okay. And it's going to require you from like taking off your Leo 5th house south node goggles and putting on that north node Aquarius 11th house goggles type of a thing. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it and that it made sense to you. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments. Would love to hear from you. And if you would like a personal tarot reading based on your astrological chart, there's going to be a link in the description box below. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot scope reading for the second half of July. Okay, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Page of Wands. And when I saw this card, I was thinking of two words, inspiration and energy. And inspiration first, right, as an energy. And I feel like some of you may be going through something where there's an energy or like a lack of inspiration, or like feeling a little bit of a lull in energy in your energy field. And I feel like that is disappearing. That's what you're working on from the end of July through summer into fall. Okay. And if you're feeling that way, I feel like it's going to be lessening and you're going to have more inspiration that's going to start coming into your life, and you're going to feel more inspired. You're going to feel more energetic. Okay. But if you're feeling that way now, we're going to get into the reason why that is and how that is and how and why it's going to change. So your timeline cards, you've got the Knight of Cups upright. You've got the Emperor card, and you've got the Page of Cups reversed. So, starting with the Knight of Cups and the Emperor card, I feel like this is really your North Node and your South Node embodied, right? The Emperor card is relating to your Virgo or 6th house South Node, which is something that you've mastered. You all know, most of you know how to be, do that Virgo thing of like, focus and structure. You're all good on that. That's what this Emperor is saying. It's like focus, it's structure. You have that inner power already. But what's wanting to come up is with this Knight of Cups is the romantic dreamer side of it. So along with, I said, energy and inspiration, or inspiration and energy, is we're going to bring in the thought of romance. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about, when you think of romance, like we're talking about with another individual, but we can have a romance with life. Okay. So romance isn't just about, or being romantic isn't about just your connection to another person in a romantic relationship. But there is, we've heard the term like the romance of life. And I feel like that is what is coming in for you and wants to, that's where inspiration comes from. Like, for example, what inspires, like music? What inspires art? It's like the romance of life. And I feel like that is what's coming in. And what's happening is that there is a pool, not pool, but pull in your life of that South Node in Virgo, that, this romantic dreamer and this inspired person wants to come out, but sometimes it is getting pulled back by, that Virgo, or like that 6th house South Node, right? And so how is this going to, how can you bring out this romantic dreamer more. Well, let's get into your advice cards. So you've got the Lover's card, and you've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. One of the things that can happen is with this Nine of Pentacles is I'm getting that in order to like be inspired more, you need to investigate more into play and leisure. Okay, that's going to really, and see, that's what, if you really have a strong South Node in Virgo, or the sixth house, sometimes you don't leave enough time for the playful side of life, or leisure, which is, it could be anything from just taking a nature walk, or doing gardening, or doing art or something. But little things like that, or even cooking, anything can be like an art, even like reading, is also really, really good for you. But what happens is that when that can bring that inspiration, it can bring that romantic side of life, because you're able to, you think of taking a walk in nature, um, gardening, reading a book. All of this is the romance of life. It's all of what makes life kind of worth living. It's not about schedules and work, which is all important, okay, and deadlines and all of that. We have to balance that out, and that's what this is saying. You're balancing this Emperor energy with the Knight of Cups. Now, the Lover's card is interesting because this is also saying that for a lot of you, maybe it's time to, because our actual romantic relationships are very important, and maybe it's time to tap into those relationships for inspiration a lot of times. Okay, so like, um, that we could take that energy and we can use it to have a more inspired life. Now, I didn't talk about the Page of Cups reversed up here. Really, what this is saying is the pages a lot of times are messages, right? And all this is saying is, this is going along with this reversed Page of Wands. All of this, if you're feeling a lack of inspiration, or lack of energy and inspiration, or that inner spark, all that is a message. And if you can start giving the message now to your heart, it's you have the ability to turn that energy into something else, right? This is simply like a message. The reason why this is happening is it's just getting you to kind of tweak things a little bit and move in a new direction, okay, to kind of turn that on. And as I said, so you want to tap into your romantic relationships, and this also means friendships too, okay? Friendships and our other close relationships, even with like family members, right? But through our relationships, we can get inspired too, okay? And I feel like there's inspiration there, and then a lot of you are going to start to tap into that. And as I said, with this leisure card here, the Nine of Pentacles, um, leaving yourself time for enjoyment of life, making sure that, because sometimes when we get on this like whole treadmill of like, okay, work and this and that, I've got responsibilities, and it could be like an energy and inspiration sap from you, okay? But I feel like if you can like leave yourself more time for play and recreation, that's where a lot of this inspiration is going to come. But I feel like all of you are going to be getting over this energy. Some will do it quicker than others, but this is what you're learning. But just remember, as I said, if this is happening, right, it is a message. It's a message to you in the form of feelings and emotions, in order to change whatever something is in your life, in order to like move forward. But for all of you, I do feel like inspiration and energy especially as we go near the end of summer through August and fall, it's going to start to kind of come back to you. But that's all this is. Remember, find the romance in life, find the inspiration in life, and you're going to see that all of this energy and inspiration is going to start coming and flowing. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a personal tarot reading tailored to your astrological chart, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.